Welcome to TeagleTalks Heart and Hustle, where passion meets purpose and we turn big dreams into bold moves. I'm your host, Sarah Teagle, business consultant and owner of Teagle Consulting, public speaker, and author of The Sisterhood of Success, The Heart and Hustle of Women Entrepreneurs. If you're ready to level up your business without losing yourself in the process, you're in the right spot. Let's get started. I am so excited today to have Kellie Hindsman in the studio. She is opening Birdie Haulers LLC. They actually already opened, but they have two different sections, and I'll let her explain that. So anything golf related, she is your girl. I want you to just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you and how Haulers LLC came about. And then we'll kind of get into the nitty gritty of everything else.
So, Kellie Hindsman, Haulers LLC, my husband and Sam, we recently sold a generational business. And in that, we wanted to start a business that the River Valley hasn't seen in a long time. Our family is golfers. We're obsessed with golf, even though I'm not great, but it's there. It's like one of those infuriating things where you're like, I will get this.
Yeah.
And then you're like, we knew that we needed something like people would always ask Sam, can you fix my golf cart? Can you fix my trailer? Things like that. And we're like, what if we turn that into a business? We are women owned. I own him, like he's my employee. I get to boss him around during the day and
You're the
great.
boss.
I am the boss. And so we also, as a female golfer, especially in the state of Arkansas, we know that the female golfer is not catered to. It's a very male-dominated world. And as a female golfer, it's hard. I hate buying clothes online.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to find brands that are inclusive for women. The brands we are carrying now also have a great women's selection. I'm trying to make sure that I have equal parts men's and women's available to everybody in the community.
What about, are you guys looking at kids too?
We are going to.
Because I know you guys have kids that golf. So
yes. And so we are a youth. We are going to carry youth. I'm going to wait till the spring. I am looking for youth branding just because there is such a drive and push right now in the golf community.
Yes.
And I've personally seen how this community is supporting their youth players. So we want to make sure we have something for everyone available.
I'm excited. I'm going to come check it out. I'm not a golfer, but I want to start golfing.
Yes.
I just don't know where to start.
And that's the perfect thing about golf is the women and the females that are in our golf community, especially here in Russellville, they're also supportive. And I even see it at the high school level. I love riding around watching my daughter play, when they're playing in their tournaments, because the girls, they lift each other up. And I'm like,
that's
this
awesome.
is the best thing ever.
Yes.
And they're just also sweet. And I don't want to say cute, but it's kind of like cute to watch. And they're supportive and they're lifting each other. And it's same as you watch the ages. The ladies group out there that I've got to be around, they support you. Like I had somebody stop by yesterday and talking to me, and she was like, you've got to come. And I was like, I'm horrible. And she was like, it's not about that. And I was like,
right.
I know. It's
That's
the
cool,
camaraderie of it.
Yeah.
And it's just so great to be around.
Okay. I might have to join you. I could drive the golf cart though.
Girl, yes.
That would be fun.
Like drive.
I could be the caddy.
Yes. We can caddy each other.
Come on, guys. Let's go.
Dennis.
All right. Well, so let's talk a little bit about entrepreneurship and just the reinvention. You had the Hindsman and Son business and you sold that. When Sam told me that, I was like, what? But I was so excited to hear when he was explaining to me, he was so excited. He's like, she's going to be the boss. And I was like, there you go, Sam. And he's like, I'm just going to play golf all day. I want that life. What inspired you guys to sell Hindsman and Son, but also to pivot? How did you know that was the next steps?
This is a backstory. A couple of years ago, Sam was encouraging me to open my own tire store. And so we originally opened an LLC so that I could have a female-owned tire store in the community. Like we were going to expand, but it was going to be mine.
Yeah.
Sam is one of those men that he wants to see me succeed, and he's going to do whatever he can to lift me up and do that. And he's very encouraging and very,
I knew I liked him for a reason.
He's so supportive. And so we did, but the timing wasn't right, or we couldn't find the right spot. There were economical challenges to where I'm like, ooh, that's not going to fit the budget that I've laid forth. And so we just kind of let it go. And we're like, we'll sell the tire store anyway. We were going to sell when our twins graduated high school.
Okay.
And I was going to buy 5-10 acres down in Central Florida, and I was going to stay in a moo-moo for the rest of my life.
Sounds great.
It sounded wonderful then. When we were contacted about selling the tire store, it was one of the hardest decisions we've ever made as a married couple. We just kind of went back and forth. What are we going to do? Sam's like, I want you to open your own business. And I'm like, are you sure? It's it's so weird working with your spouse. I've learned so much from Sam. How to be a leader. Not to say I wasn't a leader, because I lead every other aspect of our life.
Right.
I'm more of a dictator. Because when you have 3 teenagers, you kind of have to control. I've been able to learn from him in his interpersonal relationships, how he's been a leader in all of these things that you never take into consideration when owning your own business. Learning to admit you're wrong. There were times I had to go to him and he never berated me. He was like, okay, let's work through this. How are we going to fix this situation?
I think that's key too in a marriage and partnership to have, a lot of marriages or spouses cannot work together. Yeah. But when you have a true partnership in all aspects of your marriage and your business, that is a remarkable experience.
Oh, let me tell you about the first 6 months working together. We didn't think we were going to make it. But once we worked out everything and we figured out our roles had to change, I've kind of built, and this sounds horrible to admit, but like a nuclear family where I got home and I cooked dinner. Like everything was always home cooked and we ate dinner at a certain time. We all ate at the same table, no phones, no TVs, no distractions, family time. And that's always been a key player in everything we do.
Yeah.
If you ever visit us at the tire store, it was our kids came first. Do we like making money? Yes. But at the end of the day, Sam and I vowed to always put our family first.
Right. I love that.
When we were going into this new adventure, this will still give us the opportunity to never miss a golf tournament, never miss. The twins are in JROTC. We're not going to miss their events. We're not going to miss choir events. We still get to be family first. And we're not scared to shut down early, because that's that's what's needed. And so I've taken Sam's leadership skills, and then I wrote down a list of wants and dreams that I wanted for this place, and succeed or not, I'm going to be able to say, I did this. I've always loved women in leadership skills and positions. When I got to the tire store, I was like, we have to have a female up front. Felt better talking to a female.
Right.
Just because you hear all the horror stories, and I love being the first person you see when you walk in the door. Because it is very comforting, because golf is a scary sport.
What do we do with this?
Listen, it's whack-a-mole. It's just whack-a-mole.
Right.
For me. I'm like, this looks good.
Right.
And I get that. I wouldn't choose that, but you do you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Let's see how this turns out. That's where this all comes back to, is we were able to take my dreams and like even Sam's dreams. Like he's always loved golf. Like he grew up with it. Like it was generational for him. We made it generational for our children.
It's a passion,
it is
right?
a passion.
So when you're doing something that you're passionate about, it feels less like work. You love what you do. You want to come in. You're excited about it. Like you still have the stressors.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And you're talking about the scrolling stressors, At the end of the day, you love what you do. You get to experience everything that you want in your family. You have a strong spouse partnership.
Yes.
And it works business-wise and at home. I respect that. Who doesn't want that? In my book, The Sisterhood of Success, The Heart and Hustle of Women Entrepreneurs, I talk about how women often build both, that heart and the hustle. Yeah. What does that balance look like for you as launching something brand new after years of running that well-known business? I know we kind of talked about it beforehand. It's a lot going on at one time to get everything set up. What are some of the things that you feel are wins or maybe struggles, or kind of talk us through how that's worked for you?
Wins would be watching it grow and knowing that I did this. This is the difference between the tire store and our new venture. Is Sam and I were very fortunate to where his father built that business. We bought his dad out. We were able to expand it, make it kind of ours, but at the same time, it was generational. Haulers for us, especially me, is even fails. I've already had fails.
Yeah.
I've had struggles, but at the same time, getting that confirmation that, oh yes, okay, we're going to partner with you. Like I get giddy. Right. And then I run back and Sam's like, woo. And I'm like, and I'm doing like dances. That's a lot of it. And then being an inspiration to our children, especially our daughter, showing her that with the right support, you can make anything happen. I'm getting to make choices, not only for myself, but for this business and for our family. Having that support to do all of that has been empowering.
Have you thought about it this way? You're now building the generational business for your daughter or for your other children, a passion that all of you have. I'm sure you've thought about that.
I truly have. Our children, 3 kids, are 3 completely separate people. My oldest is very type A perfectionist, and he gets that from me, unfortunately. Our twins are very much night and day as well. I could definitely see Baron Vaughn loves everything with his hands. And
Okay.
he was an intricate part at the store. Like, he loved the store. He loved being out in the shop. He loves that aspect of it. My daughter, I could see being the boss just because
She's
that's
gonna
kind of
run
like,
it.
she's going to run it.
Yeah.
And then her brother's going to be her worker bee. That's just his passion.
Well,
like,
maybe he'll take over like the golf cart
and
and
that's
the
exactly.
trailer stuff,
She's got the
repairs.
knack for, like, she knows how to budget, and she knows how to do this, and she knows how to stay in style, and she knows what everybody wants. And then my oldest would probably just oversee everything.
Putting your kids into business roles, I think, is crucial as a business owner, right?
Oh, yeah.
Teaching them those skills,
Oh,
because
yes.
if we don't teach them, what are we're expecting them to go out into the world and be somebody?
Correct.
When
Like,
we're entrepreneurs, we should be
Yes.
teaching them that.
We have never sugarcoated with our kids.
I'm the same way.
I don't believe in it. My children are spoiled, but they're not entitled. They're not entitled to anything. They worked for us, and you start at the bottom level because every job is meaningful. And we've taught them that from a very young age. They have always been an intricate part in business, and even through the sale of this and everything we do, we make sure we explain why we're doing it and the pros and cons.
Yeah.
Because I believe it is our job to teach our children young that this is a real world. You're not going to be...
It's rough out here in this
It's
jungle.
rough.
It's jungle out here.
If you're having a problem with a teacher, it's your job to go and mend that relationship. I will step in if needed, but this is how you learn personal skills.
Yeah.
And like,
Communication is key.
Yes.
If you cannot communicate what you're thinking or feeling or what's happening inside, whether that's with an employer, your teacher, a coach, a friend, your spouse, you're in trouble.
Yeah,
And,
you are.
you know what I mean? But there's a lot of people that don't have communication skills, and they're in leadership roles. Communication skills come from parents. And they're going to get out in the world, and if they're going to work for somebody else besides themselves, you know, they have to have those skills.
It's very much the integrity and the communication, honesty, and all those attributes go into everything we do every day.
Yeah.
If you're a business owner or a student or an employee, all of those have to go hand in hand to be successful.
And that self-accountability, the perseverance.
There's admitting when you're wrong.
You know, that's always fun. At Teagle Consulting, we help leaders navigate change with confidence. What was one of the leadership principles that guided you through the sale of one business to start another?
Courage and purpose.
Ooh, I love those both. Explain a little bit more.
The courage is just doing it, like having the courage to pursue your purpose.
I love that.
I was scared to death to do this when Sam came back and was like, we've got to talk. Like, I'm really considering this. I broke because for me, the sale of the store was highly emotional. Yeah. Because I'm a very traumatic, emotional person. I think back 20 years when we started dating, and the employees that, like, they were family. Like, how are we going to, how can I walk away from this? Like, I can't. But having the courage to do something that neither one of us has ever done. We were joking the other day. Sam was like, 30 years ago, you told me we would have been slinging clothes. I would have told you no. This is crazy. And then the purpose for me is to provide something for our community that we haven't had in a long time. And it's niche, yes, but at the same time, there is need. Yeah. So that there is a purpose to that, and the purpose around family and community, and I've always loved our community. I've loved supporting our community. Can I do it at the levels I used to be able to do? No, but I'm still finding ways. You always give back to your community. Yes. You find a way to help others. And that's what I've always been about. Like, we've taught our kids, if you can't give money, you give time. You give of yourself because you can and you want to. Like, you don't, like, the feelings I get from helping others, it's indescribable. And I love it.
Stepping out and doing something different than you have been doing for all of these years, or making changes that you don't know if it's going to pay off, but you believe in yourself enough to be like, I got this. but what if nobody shows up?
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing when I started Teagle Consulting. I still carry my VP role, but I also have Teagle Consulting, and I'm trying to build this business for my kids and purpose of helping business owners grow and develop. That's one of my passions, the courage piece. And you have more courage when you know you're walking in your purpose.
Yes.
When you're in alignment with your purpose, then you may have to walk yourself through a few things. But the courage will eventually come because you kind of feel that peace inside. I know I need to do this. It's going to take a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm going to get it done.
I don't know how many times I've said fake it till you make it in the last 6-8 weeks. I'm like, fake it till you make it. You
got this. I talk about in my book, we talk about how motherhood helps us as leaders in some areas. You mentioned this earlier. I'll circle back to it, but you said at home you run a dictatorship. But how has being a mom influenced the way that you lead and make business decisions today?
Definitely empathy, flexibility, and sticking to your guns.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I'm not the fun parent.
Sam, the fun parent?
Oh my, he's the best.
I've seen his TikToks where he wanted to slam on the brakes in the parades. And I was like, oh, that's so fun. Yeah, I mean, not safe, but fun.
So we're not in day one because I'm very this. Like we keep a schedule and it drives him absolutely insane because I'm like, you don't stop. Like we are following a schedule. I'm keeping in my head that nobody in my family knows about. But it's a schedule that I have kept. And I'm like, we don't stop on road trips. Like we don't have time for that. And this is kind of like everything summed up is we were on our first road trip with the kids and because he never took vacations with us. And we were getting off the interstate. And our plan is we're going to the gas station. You get that Lancashire Farm sandwich out of the fridge. Yeah. You grab your drink. You go to the bathroom. And we're back on the road. Who's going to bring my tea to me? And I'm like, that's not my problem. We're on a schedule. And this comes back to that whole flexibility where I'm like, so you've got to let loose a little.
Yeah.
You've got to not stick to this schedule you've made yourself.
We stress ourselves out doing that. I do the same thing.
We're not to the hotel by 5:45. We're going to miss this window. There's no window. But in my brain, so I'm very structured and I'm very like that where Sam he truly is the fun parent. And like I can be fun, but he's the one that he just blows caution to the wind and he's like, oh, did we want to go do this weekend? And I'm like, no. And he's like, we're going to do this. Like, we need to do this. It messes with my schedule.
Do you have fun doing it?
My children have taught me so much empathy. Like, truly. If I would have talked to my 15-year-old self, I didn't want to be married with kids. It goes back to that whole thing.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Oh, gosh, no. Yesterday, I was thinking about, and my 15-year-old self would be amazed that we drink water. She would be amazed that we actually had children because she thought we were going to be this high-power PR agent living in a glamorous penthouse. And I mean, I have 3 dogs, 10 chickens, 3 kids, and a husband. Did not see this coming.
Didn't see it coming.
Plot twist.
Right.
I've learned so many different traits from my children and as a mother, you're the perfect CEO. They will tear you down.
Yep.
And they will come at you. And at the same time, the fact that your children do that is a positive thing. We had to have this talk the other day. Sam, the fact that they can come to us with that feeling.
That's key.
And know that, and it's not getting away with explaining how their feelings are, but the fact that we've given them an environment shows our parenting. It's not really a dictatorship because you are allowed to be yourself, but you have to be a leader. And you have to think, okay, what does this child need at this point in their life?
Yeah.
Or in this minute?
Every child is different. I saw on a reel or a podcast, I can't remember, last week, and asked like, do your kids cuss in front of you? And they're like, no, never. No, never. No, never. And they're like, okay, your kids do that elsewhere. Right? And they're like, yeah. But I've told them, don't do it in front of me. And they're like, so your kids can't be themselves in front of you.
Right. Yeah.
But this is just the example. It got me thinking, when I was growing up, I was not who I really was in front of my family. I was somebody different that they wanted me to be because I had to portray whatever I had to fit. My real life, outside of all of my family, I was somebody totally different.
Oh, this is so true.
I always wanted to be the parent where my kids could come and talk to me about anything, and I'm going to keep it real because out here in the real world, you're going to be demolished. If they cannot come to me with the hardest feelings they're having, then who are they going to go to? And what advice are they going to get from another child that's their same age that has no experience or somebody else's parent that may not give them the advice I would give them?
So I feel like we're the same because then it's not that our parents were bad. Like, my parents were good parents, but I felt the same way. We all hear it was a completely different time. I love my mom with all my heart. I was amazingly rebellious. If I was told no, I remember all these big feelings I had as a teenager. And not that I don't think my mom would have ever discarded my feelings, but I didn't know how to approach her with those feelings.
Right.
When I was sneaking out, better yet, I knew the consequences and I was like, better make them worth it. When the kids started getting older, my gosh, I want to be a haven for them. We had hard talks early and nothing against them, but we're like, okay, this is what's going to happen. I would rather you make a mistake now and learn from that mistake
100%.
than wait until you get older. I had one tell me I was rude the other day and I was aghast. And then I had to take a step back. Okay, it was rude. And I went to him and I apologized. I am so very sorry. It came out. I didn't mean it that way, but at the same time, I am so sorry. We had a conversation about it, and I think it's okay now. And that's part of that whole motherhood thing, too, is the flexibility and the perceptive of it, how it turns into leadership skills, because
I was just about to say all of those things
come back together.
Yes.
Sam is a phenomenal support system, but at the same time, he can snap his fingers.
Oh, that's how most dads can.
So not fair.
Right.
And then it would used to be, before we started staying later at the tire store, I would go home and it was an hour of chaos. And then he would get home and all the kids were like, oh, and he would see it on my face. You don't even want to know what you just missed. I've got to go sit in my closet and lock the door for 5 minutes. Give me a break. Like, stir this pan. I go take a break from all this and you deal with it. And like the kids are, oh, daddy.
Right.
But then again, I have to remind myself they are like that because I have created an environment where they can be like that.
They feel safe.
Yes.
That they can be chaotic or they can be unhinged.
And a dirty word can slip and they're not going to get in trouble for it because feelings.
That's key too. I've had my son call me out on some things and I'll be like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Or I think about it and I'm like, I was a little harsh in my delivery. I'm going to apologize because I'm also trying to work on things. And that's key too. As parents, business owners, our employees, we have to admit when we're wrong.
We do.
Business owners and leaders, we are not free from being perfect. And so we're not free of self-accountability. We're not free of, having to admit when we're wrong. I made a bad decision. I took us down the wrong path.
You have to own it.
But we're going to reevaluate.
Yes.
Let's all together have a come to Jesus meeting and get that done. Yeah. One of the things at Teagle Consulting that I do as self-care is part of a leadership strategy, like not a luxury. Practicing taking a run in the morning or working out when I have time. I'm very into fitness and it helps me get things off my mind or think through when I need to make big decisions. I know not everybody does that. We have to have practices in our lives that help us stay grounded. What are some of the practices you use to help yourself stay grounded?
I like to work out as well. Get up every morning by 4:15. I need an hour in the morning just by myself. It's very silent. And like I'll just sit there and that's when I formulate these are the tasks. I do have ADHD, all these things. And now that I'm getting a little older, it's a lot harder to conquer because I side quest. I'm one of those that I'll start in the kitchen, I'll run something and I get stuck in places. So every morning, and I have my phone and I make a list of you will meet these goals today. Sometimes all the goals get marked off and sometimes that sounds like a tomorrow problem. When the weather's not bad, I sit outside and feed in grass.
Literally called grounding, by the way, for those who don't know. You can walk in the grass. I do that often where you just put your feet in the grass.
You just have to
ground.
And you have to ground yourself. And I actually learned that from one of my best friends. And she one day was like, you're going to go put your feet in the grass. No. She walked me outside and we put our feet in the grass. And, okay, it's working. Yeah. I do. I literally will put my feet in the grass. Some of the kids think I'm crazy, but one of them, she supports it.
Yeah.
I find things like that, or I try to find things that will almost like boundary setting to where this is how it's going to go. I have to be goal oriented or I don't accomplish anything. But at the same time, I do try to take care of myself and I do try to find quiet times. I read a lot. And the kids, thank goodness, they know that mom needs this. They respect my time as well.
And that's the other thing is that teaching them how to identify that. They're going to have a spouse that has different needs. They're going to have a boss that has different needs, or they're going to have to communicate their needs as a business owner. I also do that with my kids. I'm a reader. And that's one of the reasons why I wrote my book was because I am a reader. and I'm a goal setter. I have goal
Yes.
setting in the book as well, time management, all the ADHD
Yes.
things that go on in my brain. For me, it just made sense because this is also something I'm passionate about. So why not bring that to the table as well? One of the things that you've experienced is grind and growth. How has your definition of success evolved between your first business and then you starting a new business?
It's ever evolving. I think it's more inspiration because we're very fortunate to where we don't have to make $1 million a year to keep this place alive.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's watching my passion come to life.
Mm-hmm.
It's providing a resource for the community, especially women in our community. I think my always go-to is, everybody wants to break even. Everybody wants to make money, but I don't have to be so money focused anymore, in which money is one of our biggest stressors in our life. Sam and I were given the opportunity to where we can just relax. But at the end of the day, I just want to feel good in my skin, knowing that I built something with support. I have a phenomenal support system between my husband. I have phenomenal females in my life who are leaders in their own industries that we all understand each other. And I think that is a true help as well. My focus right now is just building something that I'm proud of.
I love that. Every guest that I've had has discussed how important their spouse and their support system is to their business or to their leadership. Whoever you have in your circle is going to impact your trajectory of your success and your purpose. I love that you mentioned that.
Like my best friends are probably two of the most inspirational women in my life. We vowed that we're going to live together at the end of our time. And, I couldn't tell you what one of them does for work, but she's a boss in her own right. Like she's in a very male dominated world. And then my other best friend, she's very much go-getter. I'm more of the mom.
I appreciate your time. I know that you are extremely busy trying to get everything done in your brain and outside of your brain. But tell us, where can everybody come to visit you? She just wants visitors. Even if you're not a golfer, you can come in and check it out. You can come say hi.
Yeah.
Where can we see you at?
You can see me at 1215 East 14th Street. Altman's is at the corner. I'll teach you how to golf.
Yeah.
Like we can attempt together. Yeah, we can.
We need a golf session. I thought about joining the country club and then I don't know how to golf. So.
We do have our Facebook page under Birdie Haulers.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us today, and we will see you next time. I just want to say thank you for spending time with me today. For more strategies, if this resonated with you at all, you can grab my book, The Sisterhood of Success, The Heart and Hustle of Women Entrepreneurs. You can follow me on social media. You can find us at TeagleConsulting.biz and our YouTube channel as well. If you're ready for coaching and you're looking for a speaker to inspire your team, your business, fill out that contact us section and we'll get back with you. Until next time, keep leading with your heart and hustling with purpose.